Hey guys, M13 here. First things first, well, I'm back in Taiwan. This is my first Taiwan video since my Canada videos. I've actually been back in Taiwan for a couple weeks now, but I was still uploading the Canada videos from Taiwan. Yeah. So yeah, when I first got back, I went into a depression because I had a really great time in Canada. Every day in Canada was great, every day. And my son had, excuse me, my son had a great time. My son more so had a great time because my sister has a son, my nephew, and and he's about the same age as my son. So they played together every day. So every morning when he woke up, he had another kid there that he could play with. So, and that was, I think that was the best thing about Canada for him. So thank you, Lonnie, for shitting out a child shortly after mine. Yeah, and then, but yeah, nonetheless, you know, when I was with my son in Canada, we just, he loves Western food. He doesn't like Asian food. So that was another great thing for him. And then once I came back to Taiwan, I went into a bit of a depression. I was trying to, the thing about Taiwan, the biggest difference for me was in Canada, I felt like I fit in. And I could be sociable in Canada. In Canada, I actually would go out and talk to strangers, and like if I went out to like a bar or a dance club or something, I could just strangers would talk with me, and I would talk back, and we would like have real conversations. And in Taiwan, the conversations are always the same thing, you know. It's just, where are you from? Why can you speak Chinese so well? It's just this exact same conversation again and again, and it's very, very superficial, very surface level, and never gets deeper than that. And in Canada, I was making friends. In the very short time I was there, I made a few friends. It was like the number of local Taiwanese that I've made friends with in the last 20 years of being here, I could probably count on one hand, like people that are like real friends. It's I find that there's a cultural barrier that prevents foreigners from making friends with locals. And it's not just for me. Like, most of my friends are also foreigners. Foreigners tend to hang out with other foreigners. And of my foreign friends, you know, all my foreign friends that I'm familiar with and that I hang out with, they pretty much are the same as well. They don't have any close friends that are locals. I do have a few locals that I consider close friends, but I don't hang out with them the way that close friends would normally hang out. Like, I don't know, like, I generally, my local Taiwanese friends, I'll see them when I go by their place of work, or I'll talk to them once a month, that kind of a thing, you know. But with my foreign friends, like, I go to their houses, they come over to my house, we play video games together, we watch movies. It's different. Yeah. I think, yeah, like, what I would call a close friend for a Taiwanese person, like a Taiwanese person that I would call a close friend, in actuality, if they weren't Taiwanese, if they were white, they would just be like a good acquaintance, you know. But I don't know. It's weird. It kind of goes beyond that. They are close friends. They're just we don't hang out, and I'm not sure why that is. I really don't know why. I complained about that to I was talking to one of my Taiwanese friends recently, and I said, you know, you're my good friend, right? And he's like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, well, when was the last time you were over at my house to like have dinner with me or watch a movie with me or hang out with me? And he's like, I don't think he's ever been to my house, not once. And he's like, okay, I'll come soon, you know. And that was a week ago. I'm not holding my breath. So it's just different. So yeah, that was I think the best thing about being back in Canada was just the social aspect of it, socializing. It was very fun for me to speak English with other foreigners that I didn't know. Because while there are foreigners here that I do have foreign friends in Taiwan, I've known them all for years. I don't have any new ones. So I'm always meeting people that the only time I'm speaking to people in English in Taiwan is when I'm speaking to people that I've already known for years. But in Canada, I was speaking English to people that I was just meeting, so it was very different. Yeah. Anyways, so while I was in Canada, I was thinking about moving back, but realistically, it was a lot of fun for a month, but I don't know what I would do there for a long period of time. I'm not used to, like, in Taiwan, the greatest thing about Taiwan is the size of it, the fact that it's small. Small countries are better than big countries, in the sense that, for one thing, there's a lot of diversity here. Like, Taiwan has everything. It's got flat plains, it's got hilly land, hilly cities, it's got flat cities, it's got mountains, gigantic mountains with snow on top. It's got deserts, it's got jungles, it's got forests, it's got Christmas tree forests, it's got jungle forests, it's got maple forests. It's just like, I can just choose what type of landscape I want, and then within a few hours I can be there, and it's just completely, and one type of landscape is completely different from another. Like, to go from a desert to a jungle to a snow-capped mountain to a 36 degrees Celsius beach, all on the same day. Like, that's just insane. And in Canada, it would take like a full day just to change the scenery a little bit. Where I live in the middle of the prairies, so you're just surrounded by more prairies. It is not interesting. So I love the fact that I can just hop on my scooter in Taiwan, and within minutes, really, I can have a complete change of scenery. And the fact that I'm riding along a bicycle trail on my motorcycle, and I don't have to worry that anyone's going to give a shit. That's also a whole different kind of level of freedom. Oh, this is interesting. I was here, this pond or lake or whatever it is, I was here, I guess a couple of months ago, and I was doing some videos of the surface of it, because the entire surface of this thing was covered in some kind of plant, which is now completely gone. So I don't know if they harvested it, or if it just dies and sinks into the water, some kind of like lily pads or whatever. Maybe I can find that video and edit it in. But yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, no, like, every time I go riding, every time I go exploring in Taiwan, I find something new, find something different. It makes it very interesting. It makes every day of my life interesting. Which is actually total bullshit, because most days I don't even leave my house. Most days I sit around and play video games and do work on the computer. I've been making some money off cryptocurrencies. I do some day trading on Bittrex lately. It's funny, I can make like $100 a day just buying and selling little cryptocurrencies. You just buy something for $1,000 when it's in a dip, and then you set a sell order for, if it raises back up 10%, sell it, and then it happens on its own. So you made $100, and then you just kind of find things that are in dips each day, and you get the odd time where something's in a dip and it goes further south, and then but actually, I don't think I've ever had something go down and not come back up again. So I'm trying to think. Maybe once or twice, but in general, if you have $1,000 to work with, you can pretty much make let's say $50 a day. There's generally always something that's going to go up 5%, and you just got to pay enough attention to it to pick the right one. So yeah. But yeah, so it's kind of funny. So I don't ride as much as I should. But then again, I've been riding for 20 years. If you're trying to relate to this video yourself, then for you as a person, then sure, yeah, you should. For you, if you're new to riding and you're young and you like to explore and go out riding every day, then yeah, but for sure, move here for a year. Come teach English for a year. Every single day of your life, you'll be out riding, and everything will be new and interesting and unique and amazing to you. Because that's what it was like for the first 5 years of my life living in Taiwan. Every day I would just go out and ride and find all sorts of interesting stuff. So yeah. So I miss talking with people in English in Canada. That's what I miss about Canada. And I like the food for the most part. And that's about it. I like the food choices better and the socializing. And then everything else I pretty much like better in Taiwan. I like the weather better. I like scenery, the travel, the options to do, entertainment, nightlife. Yeah.